other side.
There's a real gremlin in my cage!
Hello everyone! If you watch this video, and you have a car, it's only a matter of time before you have the same problem. You just don't know it yet, and the truth is that it's very common. But you can prevent it if you follow my advice. In this case, is a Mazda MX5 NC, since it does not have any type of filter for the air conditioning that serves as an anti-intrusion barrier. I don't know what your car is, but whether you have an MX5 or any other type of car, you should check it before it's too late. Do you want to know how to fix it? I'll explain it to you. To show you how I solved the problem, I first want to show you where the problem is, and to do that we have to access the back of the glove compartment, right where this grill is. That connects directly to the outside of the car, specifically under this plastic panel that we are now going to remove to see it better. And this grill communicates directly with the small air conditioning motor that we will now disassemble. And that only has 3 screws. Here. Another here. And finally here. It's very simple. Once we have removed it, we will be able to see the access to the air conditioning evaporator, which is precisely where the problem is. Once the 3 screws have been removed, the motor simply comes down, and once outside we can see the free space, and which is quite inaccessible in this car. But first we must disconnect the cable that is plugged into this connector, which can be a bit complicated to access, but not too much. The next step to be able to access the air conditioning inlet is to remove the windshield wipers. To do this, we simply remove the rubber covers and use this head to be able to unscrew them. To remove the windshield wipers, you just have to press a little on the hinge, do a little play, and bingo! Then we will free the hose from the water sprinklers to be able to have more freedom of movement with the plastic piece that we are going to remove, but it is not necessary to disconnect anything. And the next step is to remove this piece of rubber that is held in place with these little white plastic clips. They are not difficult to remove, but due to the heat they become very fragile and can break. Be careful. After this, all that remains is to remove these 2 screws, and we would have the loose plastic piece to be able to remove it without any problem. Once the plastic piece has been removed, we find this small cover that serves to channel the water. This is the last piece that needs to be removed in order to see the air intake. By the way, I recommend you to come here, even if you haven't had the gremlins problem, and remove these to plastic caps, fill and seal the holes with silicone, and put the caps back on, to prevent water from seeping into the interior of the car when it rains or wash it. Once the last piece has been removed, and having been very careful with the plastic clips, we can finally see the air inlet of the ventilation and air conditioning system, which is currently closed with this cover, and which opens according to the program we have configured in the air mode selector. When this light is on, it means that we have the air recirculation mode activated and the door remains closed, recycling the air inside the vehicle. But when the light is off, we activate the outside air intake mode, opening the hatch and leaving a huge access to the interior of the vehicle. As you can see, there is the hatch fully open. So, the next logical step would be to install a filter in the opening that allows air to enter when the opening is active, but also prevents dirt and any type of animal from entering. In some aftermarket stores, we can find filters like these, mostly made of plastic and paper. These filters can help prevent dirt, but they won't prevent rodents from entering. For this reason, I recommend installing a metal grate, which is more resistant to rodent bites, and thus prevents them from entering, at least the smallest ones. The grate should be placed, for example, covering these gaps. Here. Here. There too. But especially this small hole, which is where animals enter from outside the vehicle. The animals climb through the inside of the wheel arches, behind this piece, climbing up the inside, until they reach the hole, and once there, They have a clear path to the inside of the car, and up to this point it might not seem like much of a problem, but if we look carefully, we see that there is a small gallery to the left, which is exactly where the air conditioning evaporator is located, a compartment that is very difficult to access, and which communicates with all the car's vents, thus providing the perfect lair for mice. And this is where the problems begin. What we see here is the result of the craziest rave the mice have ever had. There are seeds, poop, and those yellow stains are urine. They've also brought that pink stuff to the party that looks like poison, but the most disconcerting thing is this disgusting wet green mess that stuck everywhere and together with the rest of the gifts gives the car a pleasant scent of rot, hamsters, and poop, which is even more pronounced on hot days. Obviously, I had to take the car to the garage to take it apart and clean up the mess. Mice, I mean, nice. Hell no. I highly recommend that you keep this gate closed all the time. Do you know why?
'Cause you never can tell. There just might be a gremlin in your house.
Thanks for watching the video. Has this happened to you in your car? Please leave a comment and share. See you in the next video. Bye.